fashion, this is the Draft Seminar Rookie Profile Series hosted by myself, Matt Hicks, the FF Educator, and John Laub, the Gridiron Scholar. We are back to kick off the 2022 Rookie Profile Series with Kenny Pickett, the quarterback out of Pitt. The entire Rookie Profile Series will be simulcast on both the Rookie Big Board YouTube channel and the NFL Draft Bible Podcast Network podcast channel. You can find more of John's work at footballdiehards.com and all of my work, including the 2022 Rookie Big Board Rankings, Dynasty and Devy Rankings at patreon.com/the FF Educator. John, my friend, we are kicking it off here with a good one. It is Kenny Pickett who took the college football world by storm this past season.
Matt, 2 years ago, it was Joe Burrow. Congratulations, Bengal fans, for reaching the Super Bowl. Last year, it was Zach Wilson. And this year in college fantasy football and college football, it was Kenny Pickett. The redshirt senior captured the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award after passing for 4,319 yards and recording 47 total touchdowns, Matt. 42 rush passing and 5 rushing. Incredible season. He was named the 2021 ACC Offensive Player of the Year and guided Pittsburgh to their first ever ACC championship. Just phenomenal, Matt. Heisman Trophy, Maxwell Award, and Walter Camp finalist. He was so good. He was first-team All-American, Walter Camp, and by the Associated Press. What was most impressive, when you look at his statistics, he finished as Pitt's all-time passing leader in every major category, Matt. Passing yards, completions, total offense, total touchdowns, and passing touchdowns. And why is that impressive? I'm an old man, Matt. I remember Dan Marino slinging the football at Pitt and playing in the Sugar Bowl against the Herschel Walker team of Georgia. And he beat all those numbers. He logged 16 300-yard passing games and 5 400-yard outings in his career. Matt, what a prolific passer. What does your film study say of Kenny Pickett?
All right, John, let's go ahead and break down the tape review here. Overall tape score of 83.6. That is a good tape score. We're going to break that down for fantasy football projection here in just a minute. But let's start here with the accuracy. Kenny Pickett has fantastic anticipation. He knows where his wideouts are going to be. He fits the ball into tight windows with confidence. Excellent ball placement, John. He puts the ball where just his receivers are going to get it and not the defensive backs. But let's talk about arm talent. Now, arm talent goes beyond just arm strength. Now, Pickett has that. He can push that ball 45, 50 yards downfield. Flip on the UMass tape, you're going to see a 55-yard dime. So there is examples of Kenny Pickett stretching the field. But what I like about Pickett is he understands how to adjust velocities for all 3 levels of the field. He knows how to fit a tight rope into a window, and he also knows how to put a nice touch on his ball and lead his receivers through the midfield. When we're talking about mechanics, John, that was one of the biggest reasons that Pickett had a large leap from 2020 to 2021, a very clean throwing motion. He has a good release. He has great footwork. He keeps his body closed when throwing. It's one of the reasons a lot of NFL teams are going to consider him pro-ready. When we look at the downside, John, let's look for a negative, as always, to round out a tape review. He lacks game-changing mobility and athleticism. Now, he does have the ability to move the pocket. He does have the ability to evade pressure, but he is not going to be your prototypical game-breaking fantasy football scrambler, as some of us have come to fall in love with. But, John, let's dig back into his stats here.
Absolutely. And the more I dug into the numbers, there are a few warning signs that I think are getting overlooked by the masses out there. And I've grown to appreciate his game and respect him. And I even have a first-round grade on him. However, when I put him into my model, Matt, when you look at the totality of his career, and he's a 5th-year red shirt senior, so he was on campus a long time, he only hits 2 of my 6 benchmarks that I'm looking for. Because if you go back to the tape and you look at the production from 2019 and 2020, it doesn't jump off the page, Matt. The 2 categories that are impressive in my model, 48 starts. You know, Matt, I've discussed it at length. I like 30 career starts. he hits a grand slam with 48. But that's also being on campus for so long. I added a new statistic this year, Matt. Rushing equity. The percentage of rushing yards that the team accumulated this year. Kenny Pickett has 11% of the Panthers' rushing yards. He does get first down with his legs. He's no Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen. But we saw Joe Burrow get 2 very important third down conversions today. Kenny Pickett has that on his tape and in his outcomes moving forward. But when I look at the raw numbers, passing efficiency, Matt, he's 19 points short of what I'm looking for at 155. He's 136. Not impressive when you take in the total amount of work. Yards per attempt. I was shocked that it's so low. I'm looking for 8 yards per attempt. In his career, he has 7.3. And there is some deep shots on film with Jordan Addison where he's getting 40, 50 yards. So that's a very low number career-wise. Touchdown to interception ratio, Matt. I'm looking 3-1. He does not exceed that benchmark at 81 career touchdowns, 32 interceptions. Also completion percentage, only 62.4. So there are a few concerns here. I do have a first-round grade, but I think people are overlooking those concerns. He's 6'3", 218. Matt, I see a lot of the things that you see. One thing that impressed me more than anything the last year, my escapability score, the ability for the quarterback to maneuver in the pocket, avoid pass rushers. But what's more important, his ability to keep the eyes downfield and find the open receiver. Kenny Pickett did that very well this year. You mentioned it. He throws a fastball from all different angles. You see some 3/4, some sidearm, over the top. But I'm always looking at his feet and his eyes. And he does keep his feet and his eyes in sync. He throws very well off script and remains on task, moving the chains. He does identify coverages. He does identify check down options. That might be why his yards per attempt are low. He dumped it off to his running backs often. But I like him. He does take too many sacks, and he does not shy away from risk, and he gets himself into trouble at times. I have a first-round grade. What else should our viewers know about Kenny Pickett, Matt?
John, new to the Rookie Profile series this year, we're going to take some time here to translate everything we're talking about to fantasy football projection here. And so that's what we're doing. Kenny Pickett comes in at an 8.2 in Superflex leagues or a 7.7 in one quarterback leagues. That's a Superflex projection of a league winner, John. That is a solid QB2 with QB1 top 12 quarterback upside here. When we're looking at the NFL draft now, we're early on in the series, but Kenny Pickett is looking at a day one early projection. That is a top 10 NFL draft selection. At this point in time, I would be surprised if he's not quarterback one off the board. And that draft capital is really helping to push the tier that I'm projecting him into. For rookie drafts, I'm expecting the Superflex League for Kenny Pickett to be a early first-round Superflex pick. I'm talking top 3, top 5 picks. I would not be afraid to take Kenny Pickett with the 101 at this point in time. And I got to tell you, my exposure on Kenny Pickett, it's going to be high because folks seem to be fading the quarterbacks in this class. And if that means I could get Kenny Pickett, my current quarterback one, at a value, John, it's absolutely something that I'm going to be taking advantage of, just like I hope you take advantage of the entire Rookie Big Board Profile series. In order to do that, make sure you are subscribed to the channel on YouTube. Give the video a like if you're watching the video version. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about Kenny Pickett. If you're listening, make sure you're subscribed and you're leaving us a review. And make sure you check out all of the Rookie Big Board profiles. And as always, we appreciate you listening.